Can you guys see my screen?
Yes, yay.
Yay. Yay. All righty. So for LEAP 2025, we've got Cindy as our amazing lead chair who's going to really guide me and help me through all of this. And I'm your LEAP chair. So what we've got planned, I do not have dates. I do not have times for anything yet because we have to see who's going to be in the program and what we're going to do and how it's going to work out. But for the most part, in January, can you guys see that? We're meeting in person January at midwinter meetings, in June at Wire, and in August at the fall meeting. We're having Zooms the other months. We are taking a break in July, and you'll graduate in November. Our last session will be in November, but you'll graduate in January. I guess that's how it's going to be. So that's kind of where we're at with that. I'm starting out the year with your 2025 NAR Vice President of Advocacy, who is Sarah Litnitz. And if you know her, she's amazing. And she does a program called Plant Your Flag. And it's really to help you make that determination on what you think your flag's going to be. And actually, the first time she did that, Brenda Lee Schlachta planted her flag that she would be National Women's Council president, and she did it. She was president in 2020, so that was fantastic. She is a wealth of knowledge, and one of the things I want to bring to you with these speakers is to expand the people you know, so that when you're going for an NAR committee or when you're going for a teaching position or something like that, you now know 10 more people that you didn't know before that can help you get where you're going. Because I'm going to tell you, at the end of the day, it's not what you know, it's who you know. And so I was able to get all these people to help us out and do things. So I am your, we're hoping we're going to be doing a complimentary for the LEAP participants PMN course, the Leadership Excellence course, and I'll be teaching that. We're trying to get a room and all that stuff. So that's going to be for January. February, we're looking to bring in Joanne Stevens, who is the 2018 national president, and she's going to tell you about how she got there. She had a lot of health problems during her time trying to get into the national president position, and she's gone from there to being in her local board, and she's done a lot of other things politically and things like that. So she's going to be a wealth of knowledge as well. We've also got Lori Muller, who is the president of U.S. Exit Realty Corp International, and she's really focusing her journey right now on leadership lessons. And if you follow her on Facebook, she's got a new leadership lesson all the time. So she's going to be great to give you some expanded information. We're bringing in Robert Morris, who was inducted into the REBI Hall of Fame. He'll, oh, I didn't fix that. He's not the national president of Women's Council. Sorry. Life happens. But Robert is from Tennessee. He is a national speaker. He is fantastic. He'll be speaking at the Brokers Summit that's going to happen in April. So you'll look forward to that. We've also got Heather Osier, who was the 2019 Women's Council National President, and she's now the president of the California Association of Realtors. She's been on strategic planning for NAR for many years, and she is going to help talk about strategic thinking and how that's going to get you where you want to go. We've got Pamela Banks, who we know and love from Florida. She was our 2021 National President for Women's Council. In August, we're not going to have any speakers. We're going to hopefully be speaking at the conference for the Women's Council. And Natalie, I didn't tell you about that, but that's going to happen. So this will be able to share planting your flag, your progress, your future, and there'll be some kind of a presentation that we're going to have you all do to get that public speaking aspect of you going and find that is really enjoyable. Because I'll tell you what, in 2010, when I became local president, I was horrible in front of a microphone. And now if I see a microphone, I'm getting behind it and I'm going to have something profound to say or something funny or what have you. We're going on to have Tammy Bunnell, who will be talking about running the show. And she is the CEO of Exit Realty Corp International. I know many of you have seen her and heard her. She is an incredibly inspirational woman, the things she's been through and the places that she's gone and the way she's gotten there. We're also going to have James Chrisberg, who is the 2025 Realtor Party Community Engagement Liaison, who is a very good friend of mine. And I know he came up to Jacksonville, I think, a couple months ago to speak about diversity or inclusion or what have you. He is an amazing, amazing wealth of knowledge and talent. November, we're not having any speakers. We're going to wrap up. We're going to talk about what worked, what didn't work, so that the new team for the following year can move forward with learning from my mistakes and making sure that the next people get an even better experience. So I'm looking forward to a productive, informative year. My goal is that everyone grows in their own path to leadership, whether it's within the council, your local association, Florida Realtors, NAR, your local community, charities, schools, politics, or just being a better leader in your family. Because you know what? Whether you know it or not, you are a leader in everything you do because you've got that little something extra. You're a leader in your family. You're a leader when you take your kids to school. You're a leader when you've got parents or aged people in retirement villages or what have you. My hope is that this team creates a bond of trust and friendship that grows beyond the time that we're together. And I know that speaking personally from my NAR Leadership Academy, there are probably 10 of us that are still really tight, and we try to make it you know a point to see each other when we're at national conferences because we're from all around the country. Here in Florida, you'll see each other at least a couple times a year, and I think that'll be phenomenal. So I'm really going to bring speakers to you that are going to open your mind, and they're going to talk for maybe 15 minutes, maybe 20 minutes, and then we're going to discuss how that's going to play into where you want to go, because there are so many opportunities for you. And again, there's only one Florida president a year. So it's not like all of us can be Florida president. And you may decide that that might not be your bailiwick and you want to do something else. So that's my job, is to expose you to all the different things in leadership, all the different positions, and how you're going to get there. And you're going to find out what ones you like the most and what you want to go for. And then you've got this team of people around you that are going to help get you where you want to go. So does anybody have any questions?
Debbie,
Because
maybe quit sharing your screen so we can see
yeah,
each other. That'd be awesome.
I'm trying to do that.
Uh,
Um,
While you're doing that, Lisa Stewart raised her hand. So Lisa, go for it.
Well, as a prior LEAP participant and grateful graduate, my question to you, Deb, is I'm looking at your lineup of speakers and I'm jealous. So need to know if I could tap in on one or two of
Absolutely. And
any
that's
of
one of the
these.
things I want people to know, especially, well, the past participants. I would love for you to sit in on those. So
Okay.
let your classmates know if they want that information. I'll make sure that I have a list and send you guys the Zoom link as well. But absolutely, I want everybody to grow. And Lisa, you were in this year's class and you've had some tremendous growth.
Last year.
But there's
Mhm.
always room for more. We learn from
Exactly.
everyone that we're in front of. And so it really helps. So absolutely.
All right. Thank you. Looking
And
forward to it.
Deb touched on a topic that's very near and dear to my heart. We never know where our leadership journey is going to take us, but we are all leaders in some capacity already. And it's where is that journey going to take us? For some of us, it's up the Women's Council line and beyond. Others, it's up the Florida Realtors line. For others, we have women council members that serve as city council women. We have one that ran for state legislature, for the state legislature this year. I mean, so there's a political realm. You'll be a leader in your church or synagogue, or, there's so many avenues for you to take your leadership path. Just as women and mothers, wives, shoot, we got to be leaders every day. Sometimes we got to slap people upside the head, but how do you do it in a growing manner, right? So
Right.
on to questions. I think Frida had her hand raised
Yep.
first, then Karen.
Rita, then Karen.
And then Aaron has a question in the comments, so
Yeah, I saw that. Frida, go ahead and unmute yourself.
Okay, I was told that we should have president, that maybe you shouldn't run. And I think that's a misnomer because I ran before I was the president. But as you were just saying, you're running to help you like for further positions up the line. Is that not true that even if you're the current president, you can still run and be chosen for lead?
Oh, absolutely. I want everyone that is interested in growing to apply for LEAP, because here's the thing, I got into the National Leadership Academy when I had already been state president of Michigan Women's Council. I had already been regional vice president of Women's Council, and I was currently the president of my association. So I didn't really know where I was going to go or what I was going to do. And one of the questions they asked me is, they said, where do you see yourself in 5 years? I said, I have no idea. This is what I've done. it's not that big of a deal, but I want to be here to learn where I can go next. And that's what it's
Okay,
about.
thank you, because I'm a past president, but I have my current president-elect, and I wanted to encourage her to run. So long as that's still good, thank you. I
Yeah, I'm
appreciate it.
fine with that. Karen?
Good morning, everyone.
Morning.
Morning.
So it's so good to see everyone. I'm so excited that you guys have the speakers. I was wondering if, like, I mean, for me, I was tapped on by my president. I asked her, I'm like, how do I grow, right? And then she said, try Leap. Leap would be a good opportunity for you. So I didn't know what to expect from Leap, and I'm very happy that there's a breakdown of everything that's going on throughout the year. I think the books that we've done and have read have been literally life changing. And I love, Debbie, the fact that maybe inviting past LEAP participants on those sessions that you're going to have with the speakers would be amazing, because it seems like the program getting better by the year. You know, we learned from the previous year, and I would love to be a part of that, and I can help in any way. Just keep me in mind. Definitely, I love this.
Awesome. I love that. Erin, who can't speak because she's sick, said, what can we do to come prepared for each meeting? Is there homework involved? And what are we doing, a group project or individual project? There won't really be homework. It'll be stuff that I want you to reflect on and just come prepared to share and talk about what you're thinking, what you're doing. But the group project it'll be a small group project. So if we've got 12 participants, we'll probably have 4 groups of 3 that are going to do some kind of presentation at the August meeting. Natalie, thank you very much. So that's more what I'm looking at. I don't want a book report. I don't want anything written out. I want you to feel and be a better leader. And you do that by sharing what you've done and what you're going to do and things like that. So that'll all evolve as we're going, because really it's such a different concept that I'm still wrapping my head around it. And thank goodness, I have been thinking about it for several months. So I kind of know what I want. So that's kind of what I'm thinking. Cindy?
Thank you. A couple of things that come up to mind that I just want to share, because I've had the opportunity, like you, to be in my local, the state, and national leadership. I came to Women's Council late, so I kind of missed this opportunity. So I didn't get to go through Women's Council one, but I think one of the most important parts of this to be aware, and I said it before about a safe space, but I don't know, like you have this opportunity, like I kind of think about like in college in a sorority when you're a pledge, you can like ask questions. There's no dumb questions. There's no, like you get a permission to ask and reach out to people. Like say you're sitting in this room right now and you're like, well, I don't even know anybody of the past presidents of Women's Council of the state line, or I don't know anybody. You have this opportunity when you're in this program to be like, hey, and Debbie may have challenges for you too, but it's like, hey, call so-and-so and ask them about their journey, learn about that. Or, hey, so in addition, with the leadership identification program, we're going to also be offering to the membership who are interested in growing things about, how do you prepare for applications and recommendations, and what are etiquettes of, how to be the mentee people love to mentor. So there's a lot of it that we want to help, share in the process in both of those. But again, I just think that, if you come with an open mind and willing to be present, you'll get a lot out of it, because again, you've got really dynamic people, lined up. So, and most of us, I mean, there are people on that list that I haven't even had the opportunity to be with one-on-one. So, I mean, and I'm going to be a vice chair for the second time at NAR this year. So I'm like, Debbie's bringing you people. And what I'll share with that is when people have done that for me, 5 years down the road, when I'm applying for something, people are like, I remember when we talked when you were in this. And so people have a spotlight to want to know more about you. And so in 1.5 million members, we don't always get that opportunity to just have a chance to talk with someone and kind of have them take an interest. So this is, again, such a gift that Women's Council and a value they bring when we talk about Leaders Made Here. This is part of it. It's one step at a time that we're building on everything we've done. And I'm also going to say at different times in your journey, there will be different things that each of you is learning, right? Some of you may be in the room thinking, I'm a terrible public speaker. I'm afraid of public speaking. Some of you may say, I've never recorded myself on video. Some of you may say, I've never, you know, run a team and feel confident. Like there's all these things. And so again, it's important that we're not judging by who's with us. We're saying, how can we learn from each other? And you'll learn not only from like Debbie, and other people involved, but you'll learn from each other and you'll support each other in that. And you'll find, I know when I've listened to the LEAP people share over the last few years, I'm blown away with the amazing women in the organization and who they are at their core when they tell their story and they step up, that just realize what a gift that the organization has by their willingness to be authentic and share and be willing to grow in that journey. And finally, I'll just say to myself, like, I got into Women's Council after I had been a mega association president, after I had been an NAR director, all these things. And someone, there was an opportunity, someone reached out and asked me, and I'm going to say that because I often like tell people now, it was the gift I didn't know I needed for myself, right? It's where the friendships and the support comes that, I wouldn't probably be Florida Realtor Secretary without Women's Council. And it's not in a tactical way. It's just, it gave me an opportunity to widen who I know and how I involve. And so, and then finally, just, from a practical sense, and people will ask, but a lot of referrals that I get, a lot of my business, my volunteer work is funded by the fact that people end up trusting me with their clients. And again, it's not a quid pro quo. It's just that when you know people and you know how they act, you're like, I feel comfortable, having my clients be helped by them. So again, it's one more way that even though sometimes people confuse leadership with sacrificing business, that's a you problem, not a leadership problem. So I just say that to say, again, be present, get to know people, let them feel comfortable. And I think you'll be blessed in ways you can't even imagine.
Yes. Lisa Marie?
Yes, thank you. I'm the president of Osceola Network, and I was really considering doing the leap, and I even went as far as to start the application, but then I'm like, what am I doing? What is this all about? So I thank you ladies for having the Zoom call, because it's giving me a lot of information. And I was worried that, because I'm new to the council, I've only been in Women's Council for a year, and already I'm the president of, of 2025, which is like, oh my God, I'm still trying to like wrap my head around it. But and I tell people all the time, I don't know what leadership you had in the past with the one, but I know that for 2025 we have amazing leadership. So thank you, Natalie, and her board, and everybody, Tammy. I mean, you guys are amazing. So thank you first of all. So is it okay? I mean, is it logical for me to join LEAP and be the president, or is that I'm putting too much on my plate?
No, I mean, this is not going to be a huge burden on anybody because we all have other things going on. This is going to be, we're going to have our 1 hour meeting once a month, except in January, it should be an all-day meeting if we can work that out. And your tasks or your homework is going to be stuff that, maybe just reflections, and it's not going to be anything that's too burdensome because believe me, I own a brokerage. I list and sell real estate. I'm on the board of directors at my thing. I don't have that kind of time either. So I'm not going to waste your time. I'm going to make sure that it's all going towards where we're going. And honestly, it's a work in progress because we've never done it this way before. And I've never done it this way before. But we're going to grow and we're going to evolve based on the speakers that we have. And the speakers that we have
Awesome.
are all confirmed, but I don't know what month they're going to be in and all that stuff. So that could all change once we get our schedule set. But absolutely, it's not going to be anything that's going to take over your life.
Okay.
If I could interject real quick, Lisa, especially with you knowing your situation, I think you'll be able to take the information that you're getting from LEAP and use it to benefit your local network. In fact, all my presidents that are here, I think what you will find is like in January, you'll attend a session at the conference and you'll come back with ideas for, oh, I need my members to know this. And so it will make you an even better local network president. you know.
Awesome.
So,
Okay.
for
So,
an hour of your time, maybe a little bit more on certain months, but basically
mhm.
an hour of your time a month. Oh my gosh.
Oh my God,
I would do this all day, all year long.
every day. Awesome.
So
That's so glad to hear. So what is the application process? Do I need, because I was hearing something, I need a letter of reference, or what is the application process?
You're gonna fill out the application. We ask for a video, a short video. And Natalie, is there a recommendation letter thing?
there is, but what I'm going to tell you all, you guys can get we're going to give you a buy on that today because you attended this. So where it says to upload it, just put a note that says, I attended LEAP informational session and I have been recommended by the 3 leaders that were on the meeting.
Okay.
Because
Yes,
I want to tell you all before Karen asks her question, just be bold. You guys have taken the first step just by being on this call. And, I admire all of you. You guys impress me. You're the ones that lift us up so that we can be the leaders we need to be. So, if you think about that, if from your perspective, we can't do this without you. So, and that's, so if you're, if you're ready to step on the train, come join us because it's worth the ride.
it is. Karen?
Yeah, so I just wanted to make a couple points to what Cindy was saying. I think that personally, my experience, I was able to be very vulnerable with my classmates, which I think is something that we all need. We all need some type of like a group where we can feel safe. And for me, Leap was that this year. I think that also at the beginning when I joined, it was a little intimidating because I saw so many accomplished women. So maybe if we can brainstorm on how we can get maybe people that are new to the business or new to women's council like that, they don't feel intimidated. And I'm glad that I have one of my fellow network members, which is Jenny Garcia. And I told her, I'm like, I'm so glad that you applied, because sometimes I felt at times that I hadn't reached that level of of being able to be in a room with women. You get what I mean? So
Yeah,
that's what I just want, that barrier to break, and like that maybe everyone else gets encouraged to join, because ultimately it's a learning process for all of us. We've grown. I'm very excited for next leap. I'm like I want to apply again next year.
well, you can just
um
sit in on the sessions that you want to
I
sit in
would
on.
love to, but I think that, like you said, yeah, just being here and being around women that have done so much and paved the way, and it's just inspiring. I've seen Cindy on Facebook with her whole situation going on, and I'm like, wow, this is resilience, and how she just wakes up every day with a smile. She's there fixing her home again. It's a beautiful thing, and to see you all in a call and be able to have this one-on-one conversation, I think it's powerful. Definitely.
I agree. Okay, anybody else have anything you want to add?
Mauricia had her hand up earlier. She took
Oh,
it down, so she might have a question. And
you're
the other,
muted. You're
yeah,
muted.
See, even me, I'm slow with technology. Good morning.
good morning.
My thought was this is perfect because I submitted my application early in hope and prayer that what my leaders spoke of so highly would be on point for my growth. And I'm super excited that I've done it. This only reaffirmed that I made a good choice and they're coaching me well. Thank you.
That's awesome.
Thanks, Mauricia.
I think, Debbie, there was a question about when would you know? And it said by December 20th. I think you've got till December 10th to get applications in. And then I think someone asked about questions later. And
Call
Debbie,
me.
Debbie had her info in there. If you want, my info is in there. I mean, obviously about the program, Debbie's a better If it's just about, general and leadership, I mean, I'm always here for you. So, whatever you need and Natalie too. So yeah, I can put mine there
Yeah.
and you
And
can feel
Cindy and I are going to be doing the interviews via Zoom. And Natalie, if you want to be in on that, you can be, but I know you've got a million things on your plate, but she and I are going to handle that together. So it won't be, trial by fire. It'll just be two friendly faces that one doesn't know technology and so
But
it'll be
I
easy.
think the purpose, and I just think again, it's important to, I mean, Debbie and I haven't talked about it, but I know her mindset was the interview process is, sometimes a piece of paper doesn't really convey the person, right? And we're all talking about how we're showing up with our warts and all, but a piece of paper doesn't really convey that. When you can talk to someone, you feel their heart, when you see their motivation, it's really, that's the opportunity is almost the intangibles that, again, a piece of paper is not going to convey, right, Debbie? I mean,
Right.
that's, I mean, some of you are seeing here, but some of you we don't know. And so how do we look at that? And so we want everybody to have that fair opportunity, but also to know that it's again, it's about your chance to share, more about like why this would be the right thing for you at this time and being part of this group.
Exactly. So apply. And if there's anyone you think should apply, let them know they should apply and they've got till December 10th.
Yes.
And that's
Nothing.
really for those of you that have been through it before. I mean, and even people maybe in your network, if is and we reached out, but part of leadership is, as each of you said, someone personally invited you or saw something in you, and we never quit needing that. We never quit needing someone to see something in us and encourage us. And so if there's someone you're thinking about, again, Natalie is recorded it, so we can, end up posting a recording to someone that might be interested that missed it to catch up so that they don't really miss out. But really, when think about yourself and when people have actually encouraged you and seen something, sometimes, again, I've been there where I didn't think I was ready, but I was like, all right, I'm willing to give it a chance, right? I mean, I would have never run for office if other people hadn't said to me, I think you would be good at this. And way before I thought, I mean, years before kind of thing. So I don't underestimate when we talk about it, the power of the task is to ask and the task is to encourage. And it never stops being that. I mean, I see leaders on this call that I'm trusting to, help find the future leaders of our organization because we're lucky, again, that Natalie's made space for us and encouraged us, and she's great at that and has a passion for that. But it's on each of us to make sure that we're bringing the organization is us. The future leaders are us. And so if we're not doing our part to get them trained and confident, we're not doing a good job at the network level, at the state level, or the national level, in my opinion.
Right.
Our hashtag is leaders made here.
That's right. And the task is to ask. And, there's never a dumb question. I ask dumb questions all the time, but I'm happy to do that.
Erin, I think you're going to have to do your video in mime. You could do that, right?
I'm sorry?
Erin Torres said she put looking for a voice so I can do my video. She's going to have to just mime it.
Your voice needs to come back by December 10th.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or you can do
Gosh.
captions. You can do your video and talk it and then have to get
Just do
captions. I'm like,
this.
Yeah. Or just do whiteboards and drop them, See, we'll come up with something for you. There's
you
no
don't get an out.
excuses, right? So do any of you have any other questions about the program, how we can help you? You're gonna leave this meeting and you're gonna be so excited about it. You're gonna tell everybody what a wonderful opportunity this is. You're not gonna keep it close to the vest because you want to be the only one involved. It's like, wait a minute, the more people I ask, the more applications are out there. But but no, our goal is to tap our future leaders. And so I want to make sure that not only are you looking out to become a leader yourself, but you're looking around you for those that you see that potential in yourself. And I'm seeing examples of it here with Frida and Trisha. I met Trisha a little over a year ago, and she wasn't going to be doing anything with, other than showing up for stuff. And she's probably sitting there laughing because her video isn't on right now. But, she definitely,
Right.
yeah, she's stepped up to the plate like nothing else. And Lisa Marie, did you expect to be in this seat a year ago?
Absolutely not.
So,
Absolutely not. And I'm
yeah,
so happy. I'm so grateful for you guys. You have no idea. I'm ecstatic. I'm about, once I have an event that I have to go to in a little while at 12. But as soon as I get back home, before I go to Orlando's installation tonight, I'm putting in my application. How long is the video? That's what scares me,
Just
is
yeah.
doing video.
short.
It needs to be really short because there's
Okay.
a bandwidth limit to uploading it.
All right, so it's like
Which some of you have had
six,
problems with.
60
Yeah,
seconds, 30 seconds, 60 seconds,
Yeah.
a
yeah,
minute,
yeah.
or
A minute,
A minute's good.
yeah,
okay, 60 seconds. Okay,
45
good.
yeah,
seconds is good.
Okay.
yeah,
All right, good.
yeah,
The shorter
Lisa,
the better
call
for me.
me.
yeah.
Call
Yes,
me
I am.
today if you want. I'll help
I
you.
okay, thank you, my love. Thank
And
you.
the
And
other
I gotta talk to you anyway, so I'll call you in a little while.
The other thing to just realize, obviously, is with leadership programs, and we've all been through it and applied, and there's only so many seats, and so you want to keep the class a certain size. Just know that, again, Natalie's commitment is we as an organization, even though the Leadership ID program, ends up making recommendations to national of people at that stage, we're looking at adding, kind of like Debbie has, whether it's once a quarter or not, information that's going to help you grow and learn and be more prepared. And I would volunteer myself, and I'm sure the other two ladies would say, and I know our board, you have an open access to us to ask questions, to get insight. We've all been network presidents. So many of you are in that network line right now, wherever that is. We've all, been involved at the state, and most of us involved in national. So those questions that you have, I just want to say that there is no, there's just a not now or not yet, and that's not even a judgment. Like, for instance, I've been in situations where you might have three great people from one network, and it's like, you got to, that part of it is balancing where people are, different stuff. So I just, I think sometimes, again, just resist the temptation to feel any of it as a judgment, right? And then the one final thing I'll say is, if on my journey, at one point I was on my local board and I got held back on a position. And it was the best thing that ever happened for me because it just wasn't my time. I didn't know it, but the universe knew it. And so the person that took my spot kind of crashed and burned, meaning someone got pulled up really fast and they weren't prepared and they didn't go any further. And so just realize that even if it's not your time, there are things you can be doing, growing, learning, and leading, and your time will be the time that you get to shine and really leverage that opportunity. So, don't think there's only somehow it's, I just think that all of us, we all put our hearts on the line and we feel vulnerable, and sometimes we feel judged. And again, as I say, we're all here to support you, but also that if it's not this class, there's another class, there's other opportunities, and just keep leaning into saying yes and saying in you want to lead, and you'll be amazed on the places you'll go and the friendships you'll make and the people that will be, in your tribe and be your encouragers and supporters.
Totally. And that's where this is so powerful, that Florida is such a big state. I will tell you, my three very best friends are from Women's Council. I would have never met any of them if it wasn't for that, because they lived in different markets, different parts of the state, and they're still the people I go to when I need something. And, we spend a lot of time together, and it's just so powerful when you can make those connections and they stick.
So it was asked whether or not we did record this. I will be putting it on the link tree. It's Linktree WCR Florida 2025. That's where I'll end up posting it. Give me about an hour after this call to get it processed and everything.
Can
'Cause
you put that link on the thing so that they have it, because I know Trisha got here late, so she needed the recording.
So,
Okay, I know I have the link for the WCR, so
Oh,
I'll
you
go
do?
there and get
Okay.
it.
Because I don't have it.
Thanks.
I can't find anything. I need to be spoon fed.
But yeah,
I'm
but
trying to get it memorized. So Linktree WCR Florida 2025 is our internal Linktree. That's for members, and that's where our pertinent information goes out for all of our governing boards and things like that.
I'm gonna write that down.
Yep. We have a WCR Florida Linktree that you'll see has access to like our YouTube channel, and it has links to all the local networks and things. So that you can see.
Is it actually LANKT period EE?
Yes,
Okay.
yeah.
TR period.
TR period.
TR period.
Awfully little, it's awfully little print.
Yes,
Yeah.
it is. A lot of people use Linktree for digital business cards
Hmm.
because it's a great way to you can put links to anything on there. So I know like Christine Citrano uses it.
Okay.
So and so there's your tip of the day. So on that, it's 10:15 or 10:13. We don't want to keep up too much of your time. So if you have questions, you're welcome to stay on. If you do not, go make money and live your best life.
That's
So,
right.
and we will see you. Well, if we don't see you before, I'm seeing a lot of you in Orlando and Broward over the next 2 days. But if we don't see you before, we'll see you at the January conference.
Thank
So-
you.
Ooh,
Bye,
Thank
everybody.
you.
Thanks for
Bye.
your time.
so,
Natalie,
yes,
will you be at the installation for Orlando tonight?
yes,
Awesome.
yes.
All right, I have something for you. Perfect.
Um,
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm planning on driving over between 2 and 3 so that I
Awesome.
have time to charge up my car to head to Melbourne for the night and then down to Broward on Friday. So
Next
So
Friday
I'll-
we'll be in Miami, right?
the next Friday it's to
Oof.
Miami. So I'm
Wow.
learning where all the Electrify America charging stations are in Florida.
If you don't know, you'll find out after all these trips.
I think Denise has a question.
All right, I'll see you tonight.
Okay.
Good night. Bye, ladies.
Bye.
Tonight also. And
I'm
this,
sorry, but
this is great because at least I get to see who's
Have a
gonna
wonderful day.
interview me. I was very nervous about that. I came to a good stop and I was, oh my goodness, I can't believe it. But I'm having a problem uploading my video. I even got it down to 15 seconds and for some reason it will not. So that stopped me last week because I couldn't get any further than that.
so what I recommend with that, do you have it on your phone?
I do, yes.
Text it to Deb. She
Okay,
put her phone number in the chat.
okay.
Yeah, so just text it straight to her and that way you can check that box that you did it. I believe that I changed the form so that you had that option where you check that you're emailing it. So just
Okay.
check that box and that way, because it's a required field, so you have to do something. And that way you can get it submitted.
And be sure you put your name, like, so if you put a video up, put your name so Debbie can match it up to the application.
Yeah,
Sounds
yeah,
good.
All right.
yeah. So hopefully that'll cover that. Anybody else? Now you can ask questions about anything. I'm not sure if I want to open up that field.
Yeah, well,
right?
stop the recording at that point.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to listen to chitter chatter at the end. They'll be like,